Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday today, March 23rd. I am with Elisa Valentino, and we are having another EAA diner discussion. We've changed diners today. We're at the Lantern Diner. I had to come meet Elisa, so she said, come this way. But it was a conversation I very much had. March has been Women's Empowerment Month. So at entrepreneurs across America, we're trying to highlight some women entrepreneurs, women who've gone out and created businesses. And it's just a fascinating process to see because you're talking with people who have recreated themselves and then made businesses out of it, and it's inspiring in so many ways. Elisa, I'm going to introduce the company, but then I want you to chime in here. It's called Hitting the Restart Button, Life Design and Strategy. And she's not only a life coach, she takes a holistic approach, and she talks about nutrition, and when you restart your life, you really have to start from point A to point Z. It's a process, but good health and good nutrition are part of it, and recreating yourself. Now, tell us, how did you get involved in this? What inspired you such?
Yeah, so Peter, my background, I was business and actually brand strategy, and got married, had kids, and about 6 years ago I went through a really difficult divorce. And what came out of that was some really good stuff because I literally had to reinvent and restart my life. I decided I wanted to help people. That had always been very important to me. So I became a life and health coach, and that's what I do. And one of the areas that I felt very passionate about was women over 50, particularly those that had gone through some kind of a life experience that forced them to change their life, whether it's divorce, loss of a spouse, empty nest, retirement, or even a health challenge. And I work with them to come to terms with the fact that they are not too old, it is not too late, and they can reinvent themselves and restart their life and get on a whole new trajectory.
There you go. Wow, it's that. Wow. Okay, interview over. There you go. What is the first thing you look for what is the first thing you tell somebody? A woman comes to you, or a man even. I know you coach people.
Yes.
What is the first thing you make somebody do? What is the first thing? How do you do it? Is there a special process that you need to follow?
Sure. So when someone comes to me, usually we do kind of an intake, which just helps to assess where they are in their life, their health, their viewpoints for that matter, and mindset. And what we do is usually the first thing we do is talk about, well, what are your goals?
Okay.
What are your goals? What is it that's important to you? Where would you like to see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? And we start from there, and from there we start to uncover what it is that they want to accomplish. And then through that we start to look at the challenges, why they haven't gotten there, or what might be standing in their way.
Now, when goal setting, I know is important. Do you give any strategy in terms of, okay, you're 300 pounds, you're not going to be 180 in 6 months? Do you kind of, or sometimes, and I'm using a facetious one,
Yes.
but, or sometimes the goal's unrealistic and you need to make them understand?
It's very important to set realistic goals because that, if your goals are not realistic, it's only going to cause you to feel bad about yourself or feel that you failed in some way.
Okay.
So goals do need to be very realistic. They need to also be tied to time,
Okay.
a relatively good timeline.
Okay.
And reaching goals also involves putting together some action steps. So that's where I come in because I help to formulate what the action steps are, and then I become the accountability partner because we all usually know what we need to do, but following through, sometimes you need that little kick in the butt to remind you that you're capable and you can do it.
So you're an accountability partner. I love that. I remember years ago, there was a business coach at the company I worked in, and somebody, the CEO of the company, asked the corporate coach that came in, he said, well, who's your coach? And that coach decided at that moment, I better go out and get one myself because I too have goals and I need, and he said the same thing, an accountability, somebody who's going to keep me accountable. And that's the whole thing about realistic goal setting and coaching and helping people come to the next level. And and the struggles for women. And you said you specialize in women really who are over 50.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's children usually, they just went through maybe a divorce or a life change of some
Yes.
sort, and now you want to help them live the next 25 years of their life in a certain
Or
direction.
more.
Or more. Hey, I'm there. And okay, give us. You got something, a quote or something that you live by? What is something that's pulled you
Well,
or
one of the
keeps you?
things that I incorporate into working with anybody, I'm also a spiritual light worker, so it's very important for me to let people see that that vibration and their personal vibration and their frequency is a very important part of where they are, meaning that everything is energy, not to get too deep, but everything is energy, and what we project out is what we get back, the law of attraction. So we want to stay, and I encourage people I work with and my clients to remember to keep their vibration high, meaning you want to stay in the mindset and the feelings of happiness, gratitude, prayer, as opposed to fear, and anger, because that can bring down your energy, and you attract things that are not necessarily going to be in your best interest.
So good energy attracts good energy.
Yes.
Bad energy attracts bad energy. What's the quote? Show me a man's friends, or man, who he hangs out with. It tells you a lot about him. And it's one my parents always said. They minded who you hung out with. I guess they understood that intuitively.
Yes.
But so it's the law of attraction, and when you're in a good mindset and a good frame of mind, go with happiness and productivity versus fear and negativity.
Yes.
All right.
If I had to say a quote, the quote that I like to live by, especially with my clients, is it's never too late to start something new or pursue a new dream.
All right. It's never too late to start something new. Thank you, everybody. EAA Diner Discussions. Visit us online at eaausa.org and come down to one of the meetings. We'd love to have you. Take care. I think that was great.